Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. In today's video, we're checking out the Joyo BantAmP Zombie 2 20-watt tube amplifier head. Now, this has a real 12 AX7 in the preamp, and it also gives us a Class D power section. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But before we get into it, a huge thank you to Joyo for sending this out for the review. I really appreciate it. We're going to put this through its paces, both in the context of a jam track and then with some isolated tones, and I'll give you my thoughts about it at the end. We're going to kick things off with this jam track. I hope you like it. I'll timestamp each section down below. Let's get into it. Here's the amplifier up close. Now, this is a true 2-channel amp, so we get not only the ability to switch channels with the provided Footswitch here, which is a great inclusion, but we can also switch between the clean and dirty channel just by using this switch on the front. So our clean channel controls are along the top, and our second overdrive channel controls are across the bottom. Now, if you plan on doing any type of music streaming to the amplifier, you can turn Bluetooth on just by using this switch over here. We get a power button on this side, and our LED will light up if there's power going to the amp. Now, depending on which channel you're on, you'll see either this green LED light come on here or the red one at the bottom. Here's the back of the amplifier. We have a Bluetooth antenna, which is fully removable. You can just simply turn this to remove it if you don't want it on there. We get our speaker output over here. So if you're going to a 2-notes torpedo or an aux box or a 2x12 cab or a single 12 cab, whatever the case may be, it can power those right here. In the center here, we have our Footswitch input, which is for the provided Footswitch, so you can change channels nice and simply. Over here, we get a headphone output in case you want to do any type of late night practice. And we get an included effects loop. Now, while the size of this might look deceiving, it's actually powered by a 12 AX7 in the preamp, giving us that nice, warm valve or tube sound. And then we get a Class D power output section, which means you can power this on and not have to have the speaker box connected automatically, so you won't be frying the head. I really like this. It's one of the advantages of Class D, as well as being extremely light. Let's kick it off with some clean tones on my Telecaster. Now, I have the sidekick from Crazy Tube Circuits running into the effects loop just for some reverb, because this amp doesn't have any reverb. This is neck pickup clean. Such a nice sound. Over to both pickups. let's switch it over to some humbuckers. Let's try some humbuckers now, thanks to my Maybury Guitars Fishhook S loaded with a set of Sunbear pickups. I'm going to start with the gain control most of the way down. Humbuckers have more output, so I just want to make sure we're getting a nice clean tone on neck pickup. Here we go. It's a really nice sound. Gain at about 1 o'clock. So you can start to hear that sort of breakup come into the sound. And with the gain all the way up, I'm going to go over to bridge pickup. Here we go. Let us know what you think of the tone. Alright, let's get over to why everyone will want to buy this amplifier, and that is this awesome dirty channel tone. So as you can see right now, I've got the gain most of the way down at about 10 o'clock or so there's not a whole lot of drive in the signal, but you still get a lot of drive in the signal. Let's have a listen to this. This is bridge. I mean, have a listen to that, right? That's pretty great. Let's try that with some delay. I'm also just going to crank up the gain just that little bit more. We'll go over to neck pickup for some lead stuff. Well, there you go. What a lead tone, right? And now with everything on the amplifier at 1 o'clock, I'm going to show you just how well this drive channel cleans up if you basically wind your guitar volume all the way off. Let's have a listen to this. And now back up. So it's very dynamic, but you do have to turn your volume control almost all the way off, so just keep that in mind. Alright, let's wrap this video up. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Joyo BantAmP XL Zombie 2 amplifier head. Now this is the most fun I've had with all three of these. I've tested out the Jackman 2 and the Tweedy, but the drive channel on this is so much fun. Now I don't own a Boogie, a Mesa Boogie or Mesa Boogie as we say in Australia, but the thing is, I should own one because I love the sound of this drive channel. It's really cool. You can get just really great sustain, and you can also get pretty great dynamics just by turning down, and it cleans up. This doesn't clean up as well with your volume control on your guitar as the Jackman 2, but the gain structure is completely different. This has a lot more gain, so I would expect it to not be quite as clean when using my volume control. But overall still, I think it did a really great job. The clean channel on this is also very usable. Whether you're playing single coils or humbuckers, you can make it work just by adjusting the output volume and the gain control. I really feel like the tone setup on this is spot on, which means I could switch guitars and I didn't feel the urge just to completely mess with the tone setting. It just worked with both my guitars, which I thought was really cool. Maybe the only trade-off with this amplifier is that there's no reverb, so just keep that in mind. I had to run everything through the effects loop, but I love the fact the effects loop is included. It really makes getting a great reverb sound nice and easy. Being able to switch channels thanks to the Footswitch is an awesome inclusion, and I have no problems recommending this in terms of its tone. Whether you're using it in a studio situation much like this, or you're recording an album, you can run it into a 2 notes Captor X, you can run it into a 2x12 speaker box, whatever the case may be, you can make this work. So I'm a big fan. I think this was probably the most fun I had testing out 3 that I've had my hands on. So a massive thanks again to Joyo for sending this out. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down in the description box below. Let us know what you think of the tones of this. This video was a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks again. Catch you soon. See ya.